Understanding female psychology, the foundations of attraction. Attraction is not something that can be negotiated or forced. It happens naturally when certain psychological principles are in place. Many men mistakenly believe that proving their worth will make a woman interested, but attraction does not work like a transaction. Instead of trying to convince a woman to like you, it is far more effective to understand what genuinely influences attraction. This is not about manipulation, it is about aligning with what naturally draws people together. What drives female attraction? Attraction is deeply rooted in psychology and evolutionary instincts. Research, including David Buss's The Evolution of Desire, 2016, shows that women tend to be drawn to men who exhibit confidence, competence, and emotional resilience. These qualities signal stability and the ability to navigate challenges effectively. Modern studies confirm this. A 2021 survey published in the journal Personality and Individual Differences found that 78% of women rated confidence under pressure as one of the most attractive traits in early dating. This is not about material wealth or superficial charm. It is about how a man carries himself, particularly in uncertain or high-pressure situations. Where men often go wrong. One of the most common mistakes men make is being too emotionally open too soon. Many assume that sharing personal struggles early on will build trust and connection, but psychological research suggests the opposite. Emotional vulnerability is important, but it is most effective after a foundation of attraction has been established, not before. If a man immediately shares his insecurities, doubts, or personal struggles, it may come across as emotional instability rather than authenticity. Confidence and a sense of control are far more attractive in the early stages. As Epictetus put it, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This means that rather than looking for external validation, a man should focus on building his own emotional stability first. How to make the right impression. When meeting a woman, communication should be light, confident, and engaging. For example, instead of, "I had a terrible day. Work is exhausting." Try, "Long day, but I am handling it. How about you?" The second response conveys the same message but without self-pity or emotional burden. This is not about suppressing emotions, it is about demonstrating resilience. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Difficult situations are not something to complain about, they are challenges to be met with composure. The most common mistake, neediness. Confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a man can have, while neediness is one of the most unattractive. A 2019 study in evolutionary psychology found that excessive dependence on external validation lowers perceived attractiveness even more than physical imperfections. Signs of neediness to avoid. Sending long messages if she has not replied yet, seeking reassurance about your worth, making her the center of your life while neglecting your own interests. As Seneca wisely stated, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." If she takes time to respond, it does not mean she is evaluating or rejecting you. It simply means she has a life of her own. A confident man does not overanalyze or assume the worst. Conclusion. Understand female psychology, but do not mold yourself to it at the cost of your own identity. Maintain emotional balance and project confidence rather than dependence. Avoid excessive vulnerability in the early stages. Attraction is built on strength and self-assurance. Attraction does not start in her mind. It starts in yours. Sustaining the spark, tension and mastery. Attraction is not a one-time achievement, it requires consistency. A woman's interest is not determined solely by competence but also by a man's ability to maintain intrigue and emotional engagement over time. The key is not to seek approval but to lead interactions with confidence and balance. The role of tension in attraction. Female attraction is influenced by a combination of stability and excitement. Research published in the Journal of Sex Research, 2018, found that women experience higher levels of attraction toward men who balance predictability with spontaneity. Dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and motivation, is more responsive to uncertainty than routine. Pushing too hard for commitment or overwhelming her with attention can diminish attraction. A 2020 study in Archives of Sexual Behavior found that women tend to disengage when men signal excessive investment too early. Instead of increasing intimacy, it often removes the sense of challenge that makes attraction grow. How to maintain the right balance? The goal is to be engaging without being overbearing. If she sends a casual message like, "What's up?" avoid responses that are overly eager, such as, "Thinking about you all day." Instead, try something light but confident, like, "Surviving the grind." "You holding up?" This type of response maintains interest because it keeps interactions natural and relaxed. As Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Accept this, and you will find strength." A man who remains centered and composed will naturally attract people, rather than adjusting his mood based on someone else's reactions. Understanding tests and maintaining presence. Attraction often involves moments of resistance or unpredictability. A woman may cancel plans, go quiet for a period, or make teasing remarks such as, "You're too confident." Many men react by becoming defensive or overcompensating. A 2017 study from Evolutionary Behavioral Sciences found that women perceive men as more desirable when they remain composed under pressure. A simple approach to handling these situations is to deflect rather than defend. For example, if she says, "You're full of yourself," a confident response would be, "Only when I'm right." Keeps things interesting. The key is to maintain a light and engaging tone rather than reacting with insecurity. Physical communication and nonverbal cues. Attraction is not always verbal. Research from Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin, 2019, shows that light, confident touch, such as a brief touch on the arm or shoulder, increases attraction by 40% compared to words alone. However, it is important to read her responses. If she is leaning in, maintaining eye contact, or initiating physical closeness, these are positive signs. If she pulls away or stiffens, it is important to respect that space without over-apologizing or acting uncertain. As Epictetus advised, "First say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do." Confidence is not about seeking permission but about understanding and responding appropriately to social cues. The mistake of over-talking intimacy. Expressing attraction too directly or too soon can diminish intrigue. Saying something like, "I want you," early on can create pressure rather than chemistry. Research suggests that attraction grows more effectively through shared experiences and body language than through words alone. Seneca put it best. "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Instead of trying to convince someone of attraction, it is more effective to create moments that naturally build it. Conclusion. Maintain tension by balancing predictability with spontaneity. Respond to challenges with confidence rather than defensiveness. Use nonverbal cues effectively rather than relying too much on words. Let attraction build through presence and shared experience rather than excessive verbal reassurance. Attraction is not about chasing, it is about leading interactions with composure and self-assurance. Closing the gap, leading to deeper connection. Attraction and chemistry have been established, but maintaining momentum requires confidence and awareness. Women do not explicitly guide a man toward deeper intimacy, instead, they respond to the signals he provides. The key is to navigate this stage with a balance of leadership and respect, ensuring that the interaction progresses naturally. The balance between security and excitement. Research in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, 2022, found that women's attraction is highest when they feel both secure and engaged. Comfort alone is not enough, there needs to be an element of intrigue. If a man appears overly anxious for validation, it can diminish attraction. At the same time, if he shows no sense of direction or confidence, she may lose interest. At this stage, balance is crucial. A man should be assertive without being forceful, attentive without being overly accommodating. Step 1. Setting the tone. Instead of vague plans like, "want to hang out," it is more effective to take initiative with confidence and clarity. For example, "Come over, I'll cook something decent." Bring your sarcasm. This type of approach creates a clear invitation without pressure, allowing the interaction to feel organic. Research from Evolutionary Psychology, 2020, found that women responded 60% more positively to men who initiated plans decisively rather than leaving all decisions open-ended. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing." The idea is to embrace the moment and guide it forward, rather than hesitating or seeking excessive reassurance. Step 2. Reading signals and adjusting. Communication is not just verbal, nonverbal cues play a crucial role in attraction. A 2016 study in emotion found that women's body language is 3 times more indicative of attraction than what they verbalize. Some key signs of interest include dilated pupils and prolonged eye contact, playful physical touches, leaning in or maintaining closeness. If she responds positively, subtle actions, like holding eye contact slightly longer or maintaining physical closeness, can naturally increase connection. However, if she withdraws, it is important to adjust without overanalyzing or reacting emotionally. Epictetus put it simply, "There is only one way to happiness: cease worrying about things beyond your power." Her response is not a reflection of personal worth, it is simply feedback to be read and responded to appropriately. Step 3. Letting momentum flow naturally. Attraction builds best through shared experiences rather than overanalysis. A 2019 study in Archives of Sexual Behavior found that indecisiveness or hesitation reduced attraction by 30% in moments of peak chemistry. This does not mean rushing intimacy. It means that when a connection is naturally progressing, confidence is more important than over-explaining feelings or intentions. If there is resistance or hesitation, the best response is composure. Rather than reacting with frustration or seeking reassurance, a confident response could be, "No problem. Let's just enjoy the night." This approach keeps the frame intact, ensuring that the connection remains genuine rather than pressured. The common pitfall: post-intimacy uncertainty. One of the biggest mistakes after intimacy is overanalyzing the connection or seeking immediate validation. A 2021 study in sex roles found that women pulled back 50% more often when men sought commitment or reassurance too quickly after intimacy. Confidence remains important even after a deeper connection has been established. As Seneca noted, "Cling not to what is fleeting, it is the clinging that makes it so." Rather than seeking confirmation of where things stand, allowing space for natural progression often leads to a stronger and more lasting connection. Conclusion: take initiative with confidence rather than leaving plans open-ended. Read nonverbal cues to gauge interest rather than overanalyzing words. Let chemistry build naturally instead of forcing or hesitating. Avoid post-intimacy clinginess. Let the connection develop organically. Attraction is not about tactics or control, it is about confidence, awareness, and presence. Navigating resistance, turning obstacles into opportunities. Progress in attraction is not always linear. There may be moments of hesitation, mixed signals, or unexpected shifts in behavior. These are not necessarily signs of disinterest but can be natural aspects of human interaction. How a man responds to these situations often determines whether attraction strengthens or fades. Understanding psychological screening. A 2018 study in evolutionary behavioral sciences found that women instinctively test for emotional resilience. This can take the form of delayed responses, canceled plans, or playful teasing. It is not about manipulation, it is often an unconscious way of assessing confidence and stability. Research shows that men who remain composed during moments of uncertainty score 45% higher on desirability metrics than those who react emotionally. Maintaining a steady mindset is key to keeping interactions engaging and dynamic. Tactic 1: Reframing canceled plans. If a woman cancels a planned meeting, it is important to respond without frustration or neediness. Instead of asking, "Why did you cancel?" a more composed response would be, "Guess I'll survive without your chaos. Next time." This keeps the interaction lighthearted while showing emotional self-sufficiency. A 2020 study in Personality and Social Psychology Review found that women re-engage 30% more often when men remain unshaken by minor disruptions. The key is to stay centered and avoid overreacting. Tactic 2: Handling playful challenges. If a woman makes a teasing comment like, "You think you're so smooth, huh?" there is no need to defend or over-explain. A confident response could be, "Only when it works. Keeps you guessing." A 2019 study in the Journal of Experimental Social Psychology found that playful deflection is more effective in maintaining attraction than defensiveness or justification. These moments are not challenges to one's character but opportunities to demonstrate confidence in a relaxed way. Epictetus framed it well. "What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears." In other words, these moments are minor, and reacting emotionally only makes them seem bigger than they are. Tactic 3: Responding to distance with composure. If a woman becomes less responsive, the natural reaction may be to seek reassurance by sending multiple messages or asking if everything is okay. However, a more effective approach is to mirror her level of engagement. A 2021 study in Psychological Science found that people perceive scarcity as value, meaning that when a high-value man gives space rather than over-pursues, attraction often reignites more quickly. As Marcus Aurelius put it, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Rather than responding to withdrawal with anxiety or excessive pursuit, maintaining one's presence and priorities is often the best course of action. The common pitfall: overreacting. A moment of uncertainty does not mean that an interaction is over. Women, like men, are drawn to those who demonstrate strength, self-awareness, and emotional balance. Seneca stated, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Every challenge in attraction is an opportunity to refine one's composure. A man who remains steady in moments of uncertainty does not just maintain attraction, he naturally increases it. Conclusion: understand that moments of hesitation or mixed signals are often natural and not personal. Respond to canceled plans or delays with composure rather than frustration. Handle teasing or challenges with lighthearted confidence rather than defensiveness. Give space when needed rather than over-pursuing, allowing attraction to develop naturally. The ability to navigate obstacles with confidence does not just sustain attraction, it strengthens it. Owning the endgame: strength as your foundation. Attraction and intimacy are not just about a single moment, they are a reflection of personal growth and self-mastery. Confidence, purpose, and resilience are not tactics, they are qualities that define who a man is. A strong presence is not something that is performed temporarily but something that is built through continuous self-improvement. The foundation of lasting attraction. A 2023 study in the Journal of Sex Research found that long-term attraction is closely linked to perceived unshakable confidence. This does not mean surface-level bravado but a genuine sense of self-assurance that comes from having purpose and direction. Research in Evolution and Human Behavior, 2022, found that women ranked resourcefulness and ambition 70% higher than charm alone when evaluating long-term partner potential. More than words or image, a man's actions and lifestyle create the strongest impression. A woman does not assess a man based on scripted lines or temporary effort, she perceives the way he carries himself, the goals he pursues, and the consistency of his character. Step 1: Maintaining balance after intimacy. One of the most common mistakes after intimacy is abandoning the qualities that built attraction in the first place. Some men immediately shift into a boyfriend mode that lacks the same confidence and intrigue they initially projected. A 2020 study in Archives of Sexual Behavior found that women remained engaged 40% longer when men maintained a sense of independence after intimacy. This does not mean creating artificial distance, it means continuing to pursue personal growth, interests, and challenges. As Seneca put it, "He who is brave is free." A strong sense of independence is not about avoidance, it is about maintaining the qualities that make a man compelling. Step 2. Viewing challenges as growth. Every interaction, whether successful or not, is an opportunity for self-improvement. A 2019 study in personality and individual differences found that men who treated setbacks as learning experiences demonstrated higher levels of social confidence and leadership over time. Attraction is not about seeking external validation, it is about continuous growth. As Epictetus stated, "The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it." The real goal is not simply securing attraction but becoming a man who is strong, capable, and constantly evolving. Final perspective: strength as a way of life. Attraction is not about proving something to someone else, it is about developing qualities that create confidence and purpose from within. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." The focus should not be on short-term validation but on building a life of strength, discipline, and purpose. Attraction follows naturally when a man is driven not by external approval but by his own sense of direction. Conclusion: long-term attraction is built on confidence, purpose, and self-improvement. Maintaining independence and personal goals after intimacy sustains attraction. Every experience is an opportunity to refine personal growth and leadership. A strong, purposeful life is the foundation of lasting confidence and connection. A woman may be drawn to a man's presence, but it is his depth, discipline, and direction that leave a lasting impression.